we just full of surprises today. You never know what might fucking happen.
Somebody gonna pull their pants off.
Somebody already did it.
Player 99.
So we have this new segment called The Rabbit Hole. And as we are all aware, social media is everywhere. You can't escape it. And because it's everywhere, that means that you can use it and you can comment on stuff. The most despicable place on the internet is the comment section on Facebook, Twitter replies, and sports forums. In this segment, we will highlight posts made on social media, made by people in the sport, and the crazy comment section that you'll find going down the rabbit hole. Our first entry in our 32 Kings Road edition of the rabbit hole involves the devastating bomb that was dropped on the city of Indianapolis.
Like Mayflower trucks.
When Colts quarterback
Came and moved him out.
Andrew Luck announced his retirement from football at the age of 29 due to health reasons. Now, this is something that was discussed internally for a couple of weeks, but it was leaked out during their preseason game against the Chicago Bears.
Yikes.
Fans started checking Twitter feeds
In the stadium.
in the middle of the game, and he was sitting on the sideline.
There was a discernible murmur.
I would say a boo even. So emotions were very high. Social media was on fucking fire on Saturday night, especially Twitter. So today we want to start by, we want to highlight one specific tweet sent by Mr. Doug Gottlieb on Fox Sports. And if you're not familiar with Doug, he was a decent college basketball player.
Oh, Dougie.
And he had a Twitter beef earlier this year with one Stephon Marbury talking shit about New York basketball players. Let's just say Twitter was here for Doug's shit. Mike, can you go ahead and put the tweets up there for me? Thank you very much. So, Mr. Doug Gottlieb said, retiring cause rehabbing is too hard is the most millennial thing ever. # Andrew Luck. And that started a shitstorm.
Cascade is
Yes.
the word.
So these are just a few examples. Torrey Smith, former Raven, former Eagle, I think current Panther, right?
Nah, he might be out the league.
No, he's somewhere. He said,
He's still stealing money.
yeah.
He's in Carolina.
He said, you stole credit cards because working was too hard. Then you just have a random regular Twitter follower said, lacerate your kidneys often doing radio show, champ? ? And then even after the fact, addressing the boos that happened during the game when he was walking off, which if you look at his face, he was hurt. He was shook. That shit really, I mean, like, if he's internalizing it like, damn, I really literally gave up my body for you motherfuckers and you're booing me. Doug Baldwin, who knows all too well about all of this shit, said, how dare Luck not sacrifice his body for my entertainment? Who cares if your shoulder is too messed up to pick up your child? Who cares if your knees are too messed up to play with your kids? Who cares about the quality of your life? What about the quality of my Sundays? So
The same way he responded to my interview question, he typed that shit and did not blink.
Absolutely.
Like, burn a hole through his phone.
But the biggest response that we've seen so far came from one three-time
Cowboy Troy!
three-time Super Bowl champion, Troy Aikman, who, by the way, will get into it with some media motherfuckers. Ask Skip Bayless.
He's still looking for Skip.
I bet you they ain't seen each other in 15 years in person.
And they're in the same city.
Yeah. That's total bullshit, Doug. What qualifies you to decide how someone should live their life? So you're now the authority on what motivates Andrew Luck. And if his decision doesn't fit what you think is best for him, then you rip him. Guess that makes you employed. I guess that keeps you employed on FS1. Nice. So then everybody, I know everyone's seen the meme where the dude's rapping and he's shaking his shoulders and everybody go crazy. That's basically what happened when Troy dropped this. Dude, Charles Broccoli, just a regular random Twitter person.
Shout out to Charles.
Troy's life goals: 1, be an All-American quarterback. Check. Get drafted in the first round. Check. Win a bunch of Super Bowls. Check. D-ball and soul crush Doug Gottlieb for being a sanctimonious jerk. Check. Bask in the afterglow of new fans. Check. And then the last body to drop, someone just said, well, y'all want to see a dead body?
Is he dead?
And then they posted the pic from Boys in the Hood with Dougie superimposed in the body. Rest in peace, sir. But before we move on, did anyone see that bullshit-ass response to this shit over the weekend that he did yesterday.
No.
He basically doubled
I
down
couldn't
on all
bring
that
myself
shit.
to watch it.
It's terrible.
Well, that's kind of the rules of social media. Is if it's not something that's so bad, you just double down on it.
You either go. I think those are your two options, right? You either go away
Yeah.
or you double down.
Yep. Lean into it, baby.
He leaned all the way into that shit.
Troy Aikman, let me just say, he looks like somebody that would, like, if you got into it with Troy, he looked like he'd take his belt off and he had one of those thick cowboy belts and he'd just whip you with it.
You know, Cromartie was on, what's his name, in the morning, who talks a lot?
Stephen A. Smith?
No, FS1.
Colin
Nick
Cowherd.
Wright?
Yes, Colin.
We could have kept going.
Yeah, we could have kept going.
He looks back to a certain extent, but he said that he said a lot of the problem is in the NFL, you retire either before the season or after the season. Once you into it, you letting down your teammates. That was the one thing he said. Where now the fans, that was some bullshit. They ain't got no right to it. His teammates, he's saying, could feel a certain way about it.
Steve Berline kind of had the same sort of thing. He was a little bit over the top, and it's like, really, Steve, you were a backup quarterback for 20 years.
37. But do we know when that calf injury happened? Did it happen during camp? Because then
No, April.
Yep.
He was working.
He's trying to get back.
He was working. He was working out in April, and it just never went away. And it was very similar to the shoulder injury. Now, granted, he got rocked for 16 games in 2015,
he used to try and play like a running back.
Right.
Or
but the calf injury, it never, and you know, it's funny when you watch it was a little bit, it was difficult to watch his press conference because
he was emotional.
The word that just was ringing in my ear was pain. This brother was in pain.
And he was sick of it.
And he was sick of the pain.
And let's talk about how his organization didn't do him any favors and to stop him from being in pain.
Until it was too late.
Ryan Grigson.
Yeah, I mean,
that's why they let him keep that money.
Yeah,
for real. And what's crazy is Detroit asked for the $1 million back from Calvin Johnson.
And he had to pay it back.
And he had to pay it back.
From what I understand, it's based on the organization, whether they...
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. So now you know why Detroit is trash.
They had...
I know.
Can y'all imagine this happening 10, 15 years ago where players just like, you know, a week and a half before the season starts like, nah, I can't do it. And how people then would have like not been on this whole, well, good for him, he should care about his health kind of wave. People would be calling him all kinds of stuff and bashing him, saying, how could he do Indianapolis like that? Like, I mean, it's great that we are in this time now and people can really, you know, be concerned about another human being. But yo, we were really trash.
Like, you know why? You know why? Because fuck Indianapolis with an AIDS dick.
Jesus.
All right.
Hey, Slug also wanted to point out that he was hurt every odd year. And he's been tracking this for some reason.
He really has. Well, shit, if you get sacked 100 times the first 3 years of your career, this shit was kind of coming.
Yeah.